Hi everyone. Today our topic is all about if-then statement, conditional statement, converse, inverse, and contrapositive statement. If-then statement are conditional statements. An if-then statement is composed of two clauses, the if clause and the then clause. We can denote a letter for each clause. P for the if clause, Q for the then clause. The statement is in the form of if P, then Q. Then we have the symbolic form. And this will be the symbolic form. P, and then this will be the symbol of if then we have Q. So we have the given form, if P, then Q, then we have the symbolic form, P, then this symbol, then we have Q. Conditional statements are formed by joining two statements, P and Q, using the words if and then. P statement is called the hypothesis, and Q statement is called the conclusion. It is also known as an implication, the conditional statements. Hypothesis, an explanation for a set of observations. It states a given facts that are assumed to be true, while conclusion, the summing up of an argument or text, or what needs to be proven or established. Example, identify the hypothesis and conclusion for each of the following conditional statement. Number one, if today is Monday, then yesterday was Sunday. So the hypothesis, today is Monday. We have the conclusion, yesterday was Sunday. Hypothesis, today is Monday, and the conclusion, yesterday was Sunday. Next, number two, if I study hard, then I will pass the exam. So your hypothesis, I study hard, then the conclusion, I will pass the exam. So we have I study hard, the conclusion, I will pass the exam. And number three, if a number is 11, then it is a real number. Your hypothesis, a number is 11, and the conclusion, it is a real number. There are conditional statements not written in the form of if-then, but you can write them using the if-then form before we identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. We have the example. Convert each statement in if-then form, then identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. We have an even number is divisible by 2. Now, first, let us identify the helping verb or the auxiliary verb. Now, in this statement, we have the auxiliary verb. Is the auxiliary verb. And therefore, if-then form, if a number is even. So we have using a number. If a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. It is divisible by 2. So we use it because we are talking about a number. Then it is divisible by 2. So therefore, this will be your if-then form. If a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. So your hypothesis, a number is even. The conclusion, it is divisible by 2. Next, we have number 2. An octagon has 8 sides. Your helping verb has. So therefore, if then form, if a polygon is an octagon, so we add polygon. So it can be also figure or shape because we are talking about octagon. If a polygon is an octagon, then it has 8 sides. It has 8 sides. Hypothesis, a polygon is an octagon. We have the conclusion. It has 8 sides. Next, we have number 3. An honest person does not cheat during an examination. Does is the auxiliary verb. So therefore, the if then form, if a person is honest, then he or she does not cheat during an examination. So we have the hypothesis, a person is honest. Then we have the conclusion, he or she does not cheat during an examination. If then statements or conditional statements are transformable in different ways. They can be transformed either in converse, inverse, or contrapositive statement. We all know that conditional statements are formed by joining two statements, P and Q, using the words if and then. So we have the symbolic form, P, and then this symbol, then we have Q. So the first one, we have the converse statement. Our statement in if Q, then P form. Interchanging or swapping the roles of the hypothesis and conclusion of the original conditional statement. Now look at this given form. If P, if Q, instead of if P, if Q, then P. Interchanging or swapping the hypothesis and conclusion of the original conditional statement. So we have the symbolic form, Q, then this symbol we have P. The next one we have the inverse statement. Our statement in if not P, then not Q form. Now look at this given form. If not P, then not Q. So insert the word not. Created by negative both the hypothesis and conclusion of the original conditional statement. And this will be the given form. This symbol, it means not. We have the negative. If not P, then not Q. Then the next one, we have the contrapositive statement. Are statements in if not Q, then not P form, interchanging the hypothesis and conclusion of the inverse of the same conditional statement. So, if not Q, interchanging the hypothesis and conclusion of the inverse. So, we are talking about the inverse of the same conditional statement. So we have the symbol, this symbol, not Q, then we have not P. We can summarize how to convert a statement in terms of P and Q using the table below. We have the conditional, converse, inverse, and contrapositive. If P, then Q. If Q, then P. So the converse, interchanging. PQ, then we have QP. Inverse, if not P, then not Q. Interchanging. If not Q, then not P. Example, determine the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of the following statements. We have number 1, an even number is divisible by 2. So the if-then form, if a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. So we have the hypothesis, that will be our P, a number is even. Then we have the conclusion, Q, it is divisible by 2. Now we have this table. We have the conditional, converse, inverse, contrapositive, and these are the given forms. So we have transformation, conditional statement. So this will be our conditional statement. If a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. Now in converse, if a number is divisible by 2, then it is even, interchanging or swapping the hypothesis and the conclusion of the original conditional statement. So if a number is divisible by 2, then it is even. Inverse, insert the word not. If a number is not even, then it is not divisible by 2, using the original conditional statement. And then you insert the word not. Contrapositive, if a number is not divisible by 2, then it is not even. So this will be your contrapositive, interchanging or swapping the inverse statement. So we have if a number is not divisible by 2, then it is not even. We have number 2. A triangle is a polygon. Then your if then statement or conditional statement, if a shape is a triangle, then it is a polygon. Then converse, interchange. So we have if a shape is a polygon, then it is a triangle. So a polygon, so it will become your hypothesis. If a shape is a polygon, then it is a triangle. Inverse, using the condition statement and insert the word not. If a shape is not a triangle, then it is not a polygon. Contrapositive. If a shape is not a polygon, then it is not a triangle using the inverse statement. And then, so you interchange the inverse statement. So if a shape is not a polygon, then it is not a triangle. Next, we have number 3. A truthful person is trusted. Conditional statement, we have if a person is truthful, then he or she is trusted. Converse, interchanging the hypothesis and the conclusion of the original conditional statement. So we have if a person is trusted, then he or she is truthful. So this will be your converse statement. How about the inverse statement? So this will be your inverse statement. If a person is not truthful, then he or she is not trusted. So insert the word not using the conditional statement. And then we have the contrapositive. All you have to do using the inverse, then interchange the hypothesis and the conclusion. If a person is not trusted, then he or she is not truthful. So this will be your contrapositive statement. Next, we have number 4. This time we have the conditional statement. If a polygon is quadrilateral, then it has 4 sides. If a polygon is quadrilateral, then it has 4 sides. So therefore, your converse statement, if a polygon has 4 sides, then it is quadrilateral. And how about the inverse? So insert the word not using the conditional statement. If a polygon is not quadrilateral, then it has no 4 sides. How about the contrapositive? If a polygon has no 4 sides, then it is not quadrilateral. So we have the contrapositive statement. Number 5, if two angles are congruent, then they have the same measure. Converse, if two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. Inverse, if two angles are not congruent, then they do not have the same measure. And the last one, we have the contrapositive. So this will be the contrapositive statement. If two angles do not have the same measure, then they are not congruent. So this will be your converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Thanks for watching. Bye.